now that it's out, how can it possibly, how can anyone hope to quash the story?
Okay, I need to crack a beer. Okay. Because we're right now, you have now brought up
That's where it was
risk
leading.
and threats.
Yeah.
Okay. You are asking me, and I'm sorry, I feel like a robot right now, but I have been on guard for
This is our insurance policy right here.
Okay. I've been notified of very specific and direct and detailed threats against my life, as well as against anybody who may have information, assets, or contact with additional whistleblowers or individuals who are aware of this program. So much so that I have taken action through law enforcement.
Do you have in place what you might call a dead switch, a system whereby information about this and other matters that we've collected over the years would be disseminated if something were to happen?
Okay, I will not mince words. We have had in place for quite some time, unrelated to this story of Immaculate Constellation, that if you or I are removed from the equation, that you have absolute, uncontrolled, catastrophic disclosure of information that would be dangerous to the United States of America, that would be dangerous to global policy, that would be dangerous in many ways. And it benefits everybody to not fuck with journalists doing their job and sanitizing information prior to the good of public knowledge with no harm to the United States of America, putting it out.
Interesting, right? All right. So let's talk about this a little bit. And we're gonna, go into more detail by looking at another clip by News Nation in which there's been an independent journalist named Michael Schellenberger, who has essentially wrote a report or an article, and essentially this leaked whistleblower report that is referred to as, you're hearing the term Immaculate Constellation. This leaked report by a high-level official, former official, whatever. We don't know the person's identity yet. Some do. Says that the Pentagon is operating a secret UFO retrieval program called Immaculate Constellation. Again, this is according to independent journalist Michael Schellenberg. Okay. Now, the report has been, revealed. The report, revealed really for the first time the name of an alleged UAP program, Immaculate Constellation, stating that the executive branch has been managing UAP issues, unidentified aerial phenomenon, without congressional knowledge or oversight, possibly for decades. Now, Department of Defense spokesperson Sue Go has denied records of the alleged program in a statement that was given to News Nation on this most recent Tuesday. This was exactly what she wrote. Quote, "The Department of Defense has no record, present or historical, of any type of SAP called Immaculate Constellation." So the Department of Defense is still denying that this program exists. But is that so surprising? Not to me, because there are programs that operate outside of even the Aero office. They're not even in the know of some of the things that these top black secret, these top secret projects, even the Office of Aero is not in the know. They have not been read into these, programs. Now, Mr. Schellenberger told News Nation's Ross Cohart, who has, again, shout out to him. He has really been put front and center with this UFO topic. And I mean, he's been staying on it hard. But Schellenberger told Ross that he has been in touch with this whistleblower, whose exact role and other identifying details, including gender, that he is withheld because they fear what could happen if this information was publicly known. This person apparently discovered this material regarding Immaculate Constellation by accident, and that this was not something that they had expected to encounter. And that fear is why Schellenberger says the whistleblower did not share intelligence imagery showing these UAPs. But when I tell you that it is alleged that this particular program is a parent program, and that there is data, high resolution data, video, pictures of not only different crafts, but I've also read non-human intelligence, meaning different entities or beings. We're talking high resolution images that are gathered from a variety of different things, from satellites to, sonar, different radar, et cetera, right? You'll hear more about this. Now, this unnamed whistleblower has said that the Department of Defense created Immaculate Constellation back in 2017 after a New York Times report revealed another program known as the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, also known as ATIP. So they created this Immaculate Constellation program after the New York Times dropped the dime on the ATIP program. Now, the whistleblower report cites evidence, including allegations about UAP sightings collected by the Pentagon and intelligence documenting first-hand encounters with UAPs or UFOs that are kept in a database that is used by the intelligence community. Now, just imagine something here. That database, which is probably SQL or Oracle or something of that nature, imagine it sitting on a server, that has Kaspersky antivirus installed on it. I wonder if the United States government has thought about that at all. I know that they finally made the proper decision to remove Kaspersky off all government machines. But man, I had been saying for like 10 years before they finally made the decision to do that. I never could understand why our own government was running, Kaspersky antivirus, which is a Russian-owned antivirus that is completely owned and operated and controlled within Russia. And when you got to understand, antivirus is low-level stuff on a computer. If we're talking, the OSI model, for example, we're talking about layer 3 here, 3 and 4. Antivirus is going to know about every single file, its size, its file type, just like it's downloading updates to these various servers. It could be potentially taking files and grabbing some of these files, locking them, and even uploading some of these files back to Kaspersky off of these servers that Kaspersky was installed on. So I hope it wasn't ever installed on the servers that are hosting this database that has been used by the intelligence community for this program called Immaculate Constellation, and I'll leave it at that. Now, the report is also said to describe various UAPs in detail, including one where orbs surrounded an F-22, forced it out of its patrol area, and another incident in which a crew of a Navy aircraft that saw an orange-red sphere descend from a high altitude, after which they described a sense of unease and feeling as if they had just snapped out of a trance. Now, the Pentagon has long denied claims that there's any evidence to indicate any non-human, alien, or extraterrestrial intelligence has visited Earth. Matter of fact, in a report back in May, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, also known as AARO, said that reports of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, are the result of mistaken identification of drones, top-secret projects, or other known aerial objects. AARO said that longstanding claims that the Pentagon is secretly studying UAPs are a result of circular reporting from a group of people who believe the rumor to be true despite a lack of evidence. And many of us just feel it's absolutely ridiculous, right? The Pentagon is straight out just lying to us. They think we are too stupid. And I will say this, and I say this every time I talk about this topic. If there's anything that exists in this world that potentially is a threat to any human being, we all have a right to know about it. And I really, really encourage those that are in the positions of know, right? These journalists, these people that operate in the UFO community, please do not hold the information for yourself and not share it or use the information for the purposes of disclosing it to the world, because it makes you just as bad as what we're fighting right now against our own United States government and trying to get the truth out there. One thing that really just irritates me is when we've got people in the UFO community who purposely are holding information and, for the purposes of feeling powerful, as if, I'm the only one that has this information. No, please share this. That's the whole reason a lot of us are here. It's the whole reason why we have platforms dedicated to talking about these things. And we're here to, get this disclosure really pushing. And you all, there's some momentum behind this that is so momentous, so monumental, I should say. There's no going back, I don't think. I think that November 13th, which is the day that there is going to be another hearing regarding this program, Immaculate Constellation. That's going to happen in less than a month from now. We're going to have another, hearing in Congress. We're here to report on that, to talk about that, to discuss it with our communities, et cetera, et cetera. So when I hear stories of, people in the UFO community giving speeches to the rich, the powerful, and not sharing that information with the people, it really bothers me, right? And I'm not saying any names, but I'll leave it there. Now, rumors about the government and unidentified objects have existed since the end of World War II. And of course, the famed Roswell incident of 1947. Believers have pointed to errors in the report and have casted doubt on the validity of a lot of these claims. Skeptics, on the other hand, have said persistent rumors about government UFO programs are a result of government disinformation and even social contagion, like the satanic panic of the 1980s. But listen, this new whistleblower is not part of that circular reporting, according to Mr. Schellenberger. He said, quote, "I am confident of that. This person did not know the other individuals who verified the name of this program. It does not fit the theory of social contagion." Now, those who have suggested that we need to look more closely at UAPs include high-ranking officials like Assistant Secretary of Defense Christopher Mellon, former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe, even if they stop short of saying that UAPs are alien in nature. Now, in 2023, Air Force officer David Grush absolutely lit the world on fire and reignited interest in UAPs by claiming a secret UAP retrieval program that was being operated by the Pentagon without the public or Congress being aware. His statement sparked a congressional hearing on the subject, and a bipartisan UAP caucus formed in the House of Representatives, with lawmakers seeking to understand what programs exist and how the Pentagon would be funding these UAP efforts. Others have since come forward with their own stories, including former military intelligence officer Luis Elizondo and retired Army Colonel Carl Nell. Lawmakers from both parties have come forward to press the Defense Department for more transparency and have said that the earlier hearing was not the last the public can expect to see on UAPs. Schellenberger also noted that efforts to discredit those who have come forward to speak about UAPs have ruined people's lives. There's no justification that has been given for this level of secrecy, and he also recommended that whistleblowers approach journalists or congressional staffers, saying that protections for whistleblowers who go to AARO or the Inspector Generals for Defense or Intelligence are just not adequate. There's a lot of talk, a lot of incidents of people in the UFO community who have ended up dead, unalived, no longer here. Let's hear a little bit more from Michael Schellenberger and Ross Coulthard on this Immaculate Constellation program.
Pentagon is illegally hiding secret UFO programs from Congress, sources allege. Tell me more, sir.
Hey, great to be with you, Ross. Yeah, this is an incredible story. So a new whistleblower has come forward with a written report that this person has shared with some members of Congress and with me. And the report is quite extraordinary. It says that there is an unacknowledged special access program called Immaculate Constellation, which is the parent program, is the language used for exactly what you said: UAP, crash retrieval, reverse engineering, and apparently a very large database of high quality photographs, videos, infrared videos, apparently much more sophisticated documentation of many more UAP encounters than have been released. And so the article is really about the allegation that this program exists and that it has been withheld from Congress illegally. I think it's important for viewers to understand that the first article of the United States Constitution requires congressional oversight of all of the activities of the executive branch of the United States government. So whether or not you think there are extraterrestrials or non-human intelligence or anything, even if you think that all of this is just some sort of advanced craft, the allegation here by a new whistleblower verified by other sources in a position to know is that the Pentagon the Defense Department has withheld, kept secret this information from Congress, which is a violation of the Constitution and illegal. So I think that what we're looking at here is really a story about the abuse of power, including in potential disinformation from the Pentagon, just as much as it is this other question of what exactly are people seeing in UAPs.
Now, Michael, this is clearly all rubbish because the Pentagon has assured us as recently as May this year that there is no evidence that any non-human, alien or extraterrestrial intelligence has visited Earth. And that's a formal finding by the AARO office, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which is the Pentagon's UFO investigation office. It assessed that the quote inaccurate claim that the US government is reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology and is hiding it from Congress is in large part the result of circular reporting from a group of individuals who believed this to be the case, despite the lack of any evidence. So where's your evidence?
Yeah, and I think it's important for readers, listeners, to know that the all anomaly, the all domain anomaly resolution
It's a
office.
stupid name. Let's just be honest about it, Michael. It's a stupid bloody name.
This was created by Congress, particularly Senators Gillibrand and Senator Rubio, to get to the bottom of the phenomenon and find out what the Defense Department knows. They put out that report, which you quoted from. That is a very thin report. I mean, anybody who is familiar with the case studies on UAP sightings over the last, particularly since World War